Hello and welcome to Valken Sierra Dojo. A dojo is a place of practice. This particular place of practice is used for the art of karate, or the way of the empty fist. My name, as you can see from the top of this biomechanics assignment, is Michael Duplessis. And I have taken a slightly different approach in this assignment by using an art that I love and putting its examples of movement inside my biomechanics assignment in order to illustrate and explain certain concepts inside the assignment that I have covered. I'm going to use one basic group of movements in karate known as Gizamizuki to do this. Gizamizuki, from Japanese, is simply a front-handed punch. So in other words, if I'm fighting like this, it is a punch from this hand over here. This is a great tool for any fighter to use from an attacking or a defensive point of view because of the amount of distance that you can cover from your center to the end of your fist. This is a very important concept inside fighting because you want to be far away enough that your opponent can't hit you, but being able to hit the opponent at the same time. Part of this has to do with when you close the distance between you and your opponent. If I had to be fighting a person that is standing where this punching bag is, we have three zones: yellow, green, and red, the same way a traffic light works. Over here, I'm safe. This is green. I cannot be hit by my opponent, and I cannot hit him from a distancing point of view. Yellow zone is over here. This is when either one of us, if we use just a little bit more extension, we're able to hit each other. But from a standing, static position, we are not able to reach. Red zone is just about here. This is where either one of us can score. One of the key concepts in fighting is dictating when the fight will go into the red zone. Gizamizuki is used in such a way that your red zone does not need to be as dangerous as when you use other techniques because of the way that it covers distance. I will break down the technique into certain components in order to illustrate this. In order to execute a Gizamizuki correctly, you must first pick a fighting stance. In karate, we use a fighting stance that is slightly longer when compared to other martial arts such as boxing or Muay Thai. The reason for this being that we pick up more momentum and are able to gain more advantage from the back versus front hand or back versus front leg situation. In order to cover maximum distance with my Gizamizuki, the first step I need to take is placing my foot in the correct position. This is where I will be fighting if I'm not looking to execute a technique. The moment I decide to execute my Gizamizuki, I will close the distance here, loading the back leg like a spring, creating potential energy in the back leg so that I can move off it in order to hit my opponent and to cover a greater distance. Using my ankle, knee, and hip. The second thing that I need to do when I'm executing a Gizamizuki is point my hip towards my target. At the moment, it is pointing 45 degrees. So I need to point it there. This enables me to get a greater distance with my punch. From here to there, taking my shoulder joint towards my opponent. The third part of the execution of the Gizamizuki is to use your entire body. If I had to not use any of these three concepts, I'm still able to perform a technically correct Gizamizuki. But I will not have the added advantage of being able to cover that much space. I will demonstrate this. If I do not change the length of my legs, do not change where my hip is pointing, and do not use my body, this is where my Gizamizuki will land in terms of distance. Let's measure it from the back foot to the contact point of the hand. If I close just slightly in order to load, let's make it fair and step a little bit back so that the back foot is sitting in the same position as when we were doing the first example. So I'm here now. My back foot is loaded. My hip is pointing, and now I use the body. That's a good meter or so that I covered more due to correct use of my body.